Hey guys, we're going to talk about the worst day to propose to somebody.
And why I'm not a butthole for doing it on that day.
So Jonathan proposed on April Fool's Day. I was coming out from a visit from Pennsylvania to see him in California, and I knew a proposal was going to be coming soon. Since we had talked about marriage a lot, and really there's only so many times you can propose to someone when you're long distance. So I knew it was coming up, or it was going to be coming on a future visit with one another. So that day, Jonathan took me to Julian, California. Really cute little mountain town here in California. And we parked the car, and then we got out of the car, and he had this white gift bag in his hand, and he handed it to me. So in the gift bag were two little, just sweet little gifts, and then at the bottom of the bag there was a ring box. And I looked up at him with like the biggest grin on my face because I knew what was happening. So I take the ring box out, I open it up, and there is no ring inside. Then Jonathan proceeded to tell me, April Fools!
First of all, I didn't know that it was April Fool's. I'm not good with dates, we know this. I didn't know until like halfway up Julian that it was April 1st. And someone had to tell me. I had somebody text me saying, hey, do you know it's April Fool's? Are you really proposing? Secondly, the plan was to rent a rowboat, right? A nice romantic rowboat, like The Notebook. And all of a sudden I realized that it's raining in the rental area where we would go out on the lake and whatnot, and it was closed. I told myself I'm coming down the mountain engaged. Like, I'm not coming down until I pop the question. So we're driving up, we get to Main Street, and I get the little ring box and I put it inside my coat on my left hand side. So we're walking around, we're getting some cider, whatever. All of a sudden she ends up hugging me from this side. And I get kind of mad inside. I figured she knows, she felt this, like either I had a huge tumor or like hard nipples or I had a ring box. 3 options. So I'm kind of down, and I'm like, all right, hey babe, let's go back to the car. I have some gifts for you. So I figured that if I put an empty ring box in the bottom of all the gifts, I can use April Fool's to my advantage and catch her off guard. And that is exactly what I did.
So we just continued exploring around Julian, got some cider, looked around all the little cute shops, and we ended up at the top of this hill overlooking this pasture in the town, and it was just a really beautiful area. So I got my camera out, started taking pictures of the scenery, of the birds in the air and all that stuff. And then Jonathan was saying stuff while I was taking pictures, but I honestly don't even remember what he was saying. I think I kind of tuned him out at this point.
I don't know if you know, but if you're kneeling right next to some goat turds, it feels like forever. And so
my back was facing Jonathan, and suddenly I turned around, and then Jonathan was down on one knee and he was proposing to me. And in that moment I just kind of freaked out in a happy way, and I started crying, and of course my answer was yes, and it was amazing. So it made up for playing the April Fool's joke on me. But yeah, it was a really sweet proposal and a really sweet day that I'll never forget.